Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to another Heroic Plus One. I'm typing this at roughly 20,000, maybe it was 30,000 feet, flying home from Norfolk, Virginia to Austin, Texas via Orlando, Florida. I used an alarm for maybe the third time in the last year to make sure I got up at 5 o'clock a.m. to catch my early flight. Yesterday afternoon/evening, I spent 4 hours with Captain Dave Pollard, the commanding officer of the USS George H.W. Bush, who gave me a tour of his aircraft carrier and an overview of his leadership philosophy. It was an absolute honor and an inspiring privilege to spend time with Captain Pollard and his crew, reminding me just how much we owe the men and women and their families who protect the freedoms on which our flourishing is so dependent. Now, this morning, I executed a modified AM protocol. Recommitted on the Heroic app, quick 5-minute meditation and cold shower, then headed to the airport and hammered out a 143 burpee workout in 34-degree weather as I watched the sunrise after checking in. Then I meditated for another 20 minutes as the plane took off to target swipe my 15-plus minute AM meditation target. And I ended my meditation connecting with my favorite heroes. I've modified how I approach this part of my meditation, and that's what I want to talk about with you today. Let's get to work. If you feel so inspired, please take a moment and think about your 2 favorite heroes. Who are they? They can be living or dead. You got them? Awesome. My 2 favorite heroes happen to be 2 dead guys, Epictetus, my favorite teacher, and Marcus Aurelius, my favorite leader. How about you? Now, I've been hanging out with those 2 guys and aspiring to integrate and embody qualities I most admire in them for years. But lately, I've been thinking about 2 living heroes who most inspire me, and then integrating all 4 of their soul force into how I aspire to show up. My 2 favorite living heroes, the only living heroes on my office/studio wall, other than my wife and kids, are Phil Stutz and John Mackey. Phil is my beloved coach, author of the Tools and Lessons for Living, who is featured in the Netflix documentary Stutz, as you know, if you've been following along. John is a friend and mentor and the co-founder and former CEO of Whole Foods Market. As it turns out, Phil is my favorite living teacher, and John is my favorite living leader. Now, here's what's interesting. When I brought them up in my mind this morning to ask for their guidance for the day, I was struck by just how much I aspire to be an integration of the 4 of them. The best, most heroic version of myself integrates the grounded, intense wisdom of Epictetus and Stutz as a philosopher, along with the humility and purpose of Aurelius and Mackey as a CEO of Heroic Public Benefit Corporation. It was surprisingly powerful for me to feel this, which brings us back to you. Who are your 2 favorite living heroes, and who are your 2 favorite dead heroes? You got them? Now, how are you at your heroic best, an expression of their qualities you most admire? Get clear on that. And go be that best, most heroic version of yourself today.